Hello to all our viewers at home and those that are watching us from the mobile app on our SABC Plus app. You are watching Pitso. My name is Akem Kalani. Today we'll talk on children's rights and focus more on children's parliament. Stay tuned. Let's now take a look at the previous sitting by the Children's Parliament, which took place at the Bishop Legislature in the Eastern Cape last year. They met under the theme, Maximizing the Voice of Children and Addressing Social Ills. SABC journalist Sidima Mfeku compiled this report.
About 50 members of the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament are gathered at the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature to discuss some of the very pressing issues that affect children in the country. They are looking at things like cyberbullying, as well as the inclusion of children in the policy making in this particular country. We are now going to speak to one of the outgoing leaders of this Children's Parliament, Anna Teko from Mpumalanga. Thank you very much for your time. Please just tell me, as a leader in the Children's Parliament, what were your observations in your times as a leader here?
Well, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for having me. Well, during my time as a leader, I've noticed that we have been raising issues consistently. So the issues that we kept on raising were issues raised by the previous parliamentarians. I'm talking about the likes of child participation. You know, even today we're still fighting for the inclusion of children in policy making, you know, the inclusion of children in certain spheres. For instance, we have the issue. I'm talking about the inclusion of children in certain spheres. We want children ministries within the national level of governance. We want children to not be in the Department of Social Development alone. Why? Because the Department of Social Development is not only focusing on children, but then it has many sectors within it. We want the ministers, we want all the officials of the government to be here with us to take the parliament seriously, listen to our concerns, since we are influencing child participation.
And when you're looking at the current South Africa that we're living in as a child yourself, what do you think needs to be improved, or what do you think children are being faced with that they shouldn't be facing, and you think that needs to improve and be better?
We are facing the issue of gender-based violence, you know, within our homes, the issue of femicide. Children are being killed on a daily basis, and that can be traumatizing, you know. For instance, knowing that there are thousands of children being killed yearly, and I'm a child myself, it actually stresses me because, showcase, I don't know if I'm safe as a child, you know. Going out there, I fear for my life every day. I feel like we need to, the system needs to strengthen the security system. The safety of the children should be prioritized too.
All right, thank you very much for your time. That is Anna Teko, who is one of the outgoing leaders of the Children's Parliament. We're being joined now by another one who is going to be incoming into the position that was being held by Anna Teko. Thank you very much for your time. What's your name, and what are some of the things that you think you are bringing into this particular office?
So my name is Ketue Chabalala, and I think I'm bringing the leadership that is actually needed in South Africa as a country. I think as an upcoming child ambassador, I'm bringing the required necessary skills. I'm equipping myself with the necessary skills to actually lead this country one day.
And particularly when we're looking at issues that are facing children in the country, we're looking at teenage pregnancy, we're looking at cyberbullying, and a lot of others like poverty and crime. What do you think are ones that speak to you personally, or maybe that you think are pressing apex in terms of the list of challenges that we're facing?
For me, honestly speaking, I would go with the commission that I'm actually interested in right now. I think I would be talking about climate change. I know most of the people would say we have to be protecting children, but I think climate change is actually the umbrella of other violences, because if we fix the climate change, the level of other violences to children would actually be reduced.
And when you're looking at the inclusion of children in decision-making in terms of climate change, and as well as the action taken by government in addressing issues of climate change, do you think we're heading anywhere?
To be quite honest with you, I think our government is is doing quite enough, because our government is also included in the COP20. Our government is included in the climate webinar. But I feel we still need child participation in public spaces. We need, like, in decision making in the parliament, we still need, like, child inclusion and child participation, because the government cannot be making decisions that include children but without children. So this is what we're fighting for.
Thank you very much for your time. That's one of the coming leaders of the Children's Parliament, saying that she's looking into, climate change and the inclusion of children in decision or policy making insofar as climate change, as well as, the inclusion of children in bringing about awareness in various other, challenges that they face, like teenage pregnancy and cyberbullying, among many others. And for now, it's back to you in studio.
Stay with us to hear more on Children's Parliament. We'll be back after the break. Kutwa to tala hi matirhelo ya palamende leyi khumbaka timhaka ta vana amukela kulukumba David Chabalala kusuka eka ndzawulo ya nhluvukiso wa vaaki. Kulukumba Chabalala ha amukela eka nongonoko wa hina Pitso. Kulukumba Chabalala a ni kombela ku tiva ka n'wina ku xana palamende ya vana i yini ende naswona hi swihi leswi mi swi endlaka eka palamende ya vana?
It's unfortunate, kahle animatedly, the sound is now becoming worse. Menga repeat the question ya wena.
Ani vutisa ku xana palamende ya vana i yini naswona hi swihi leswi mi swi endlaka eka palamende ya vana?
Ni nga rhandza hi ku sungula hi ku khansela nkama lomu nga nyika wona. Mina ni David Chabalala ni tirha la ka Department of Social Development as a director responsible for child rights advocacy. Aka yona this responsibility swin'wana leswi hi swi endlaku hi na program leyi vitanaku is child participation. Ni kombela ku ri ni yi sungula hi ndlela leyiwani ku ri ni nyika background swi ntsanana. Mi ta tsundzuka ku ri South Africa min'waka liya before 1994 a yi ri ka system leyi a yi vitaniwa apartheid, meaning vanhu va ntima a va nga kumi any benefits leti ringanaku na vanhu va vo basa. But in 1994 ha swi tiva ku ri hi sungule ku vota hi va na democracy. The very first democratically elected president, the late Tata Nelson Mandela, u vuye a sungula ku ri a languta milawu leyi a hi nga ri phati ya yona, especially internationally and of course continentally. So internationally, he now what we call the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. Countries globally ba hlanganaku va twananaku ku ri hi nga protecta na ku promota ti rights ta vana njhani. The very first president who teki yona UNCRC, in short as we call it, ku ri South Africa yi signa yi va ku ri hi nghenisa a ku ri ni tirhisiwa a South Africa hi tirhisana na other countries. Ene sweswo swi komba rirhandzu leri a ri na rona a vaneni. Hi helele ti se hi teka vito rakwe hi endla platform leyi vitanaku Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament leyi nga sungula hi 2011. Of course vana ava participate, but a yi nga ri structured. A wu ta kuma nkarhi wun'wani vana va vitaniwa during bo December va endleriwa ti-party, which we are not condemning, we support that. But loko hi vulavula hi meaningful child participation, hi vulavula hi ku ri va fanele ku ri va na rito aka leswi swi va khumbaku ku nga vanhu na vona, because constitution ya va recognize ku ri na vona I vanhu. So tanihileswi vana lava va vulavula before my interview, ni twile va vulavula ku ri no bona va rhandza ku ri va vona a ka process leyi government yi nga ta va yi endla ku ri na decisions leti va affectaku na vona va involved. So ni ta yima kona kwalano nkarhi wun'wana swin'wana ta swi hlamusela loko mi kha mi vutisa ti-question. Inkomo.
And then ka mitshamo leyi mi nga va na yona, vana va ta na swiphiqo leswi va hlanganaka na swona eka siku rin'wana na rin'wana leswi va kha va kanerisana hi swona. Xana hi swihi swin'wana swa leswi vana va swi tisaka emahlweni eka mitshamo leyi va ri na yona?
Tanihi leswi ni nga hlamusela ku ri hina lexi hi xi vitanaka Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament yi va once hi n'waka, but because hi vona n'waka na wona nkama lowu ntsanana hi lava ku yi endla every 2 years. Yi tirha hi ndlela leyiwani, vana va sungula ku debate or va vulavurisana at their local municipalities. Va hlawula lava vona ku ri va ta va yimela a provincini, loko va fika provincini va hlawula lava va nga ta va yimela national. I ntiyiso vana va ta hi ti-issue leti ti va khumbaku ene ti tele ngopfu, ni to nyika timbirhi tinharhunyana. Ya masungulo leyi ni rhandzaka ku yi vika va vulavula hi mhaka ya substance abuse, and I'm sure na n'wina mi ta pfumela ku ri South Africa vana va hina na loko veni a hi sendla, perhaps my contribution yi nge vi scientific, but I think we've got more than 80% of our children lava nga affected and involved in substance abuse. Yin'wana leyi ni vona ku ri ni nga yi hlamusela hi yona mhaka ya I think substance abuse yi fambisana na yona mhaka liya ya ku nwa mabyalwa. Mi ta vona loko va heti ku tsala ti-exam va ri ku na leswi va swi vitanaka ti-pens down, hi va na some incident leyi nga va very tragic a Eastern Cape. Vana va nghena a tavhenini under age, ene swin'wana ti vo teenage pregnancy, vana va mirini va ha ri vantsana va nghena xikolo, vana va dlayiwa, vana va experience leswi nga ri ku kahle, like va ya for instance va ya a tingomeni van'wana a va vuyi. We respect culture, but a ku na culture leyi nge vana va fanele va dlayiwa or va lova. So swi tele ngopfu leswi affectaka vana a South Africa, and va swi raise vana lavawani, and then hi realizele ku ri this platform or process ya child participation ku na vona va vulavula va ta hi nyika na ti-solutions loko hi kha hi yimisana na tona ti-challenge vona na tona la misaveni la South Africa.
Xana ndzawulo ya nhluvukiso wa vanhu yi hoxa njhani xandla eka palamende ya vana?
Mi nga yi repeat futhi a ni twa
A ni ku ri
masungulweni.
xana ndzawulo ya nhluvukiso wa vaaki yi hoxa njhani xandla eka palamende ya vana? N'wina tanihi ndzawulo mi hoxa njhani xandla eka mitshamo ni le ka palamende leyi va ku yi ri kona laha vana va ri ku kanerisaneni?
No, ni yi twile manje. Ya hina hi nga department ya social development, for now he responsible ku coordinator. Hi tirhisana na ti-province ku ri ti pfuna ti-district municipalities and local municipalities ku ri va prepare vana lavawani. And lexi hi xi endlaku nationally hi tirhisana futhi na vo UNICEF na Department of Basic Education na va Save the Children South Africa. What we do hi va supporta hi ku va prepare na futhi na ku ti-logistics ku ri va kota kusuka lomu va tshamaka kona va ta to a central place. Last year hi kote ku va yisa a Eastern Cape legislature. We had 5 children per province. So yes, the department yi endla swo tala ngopfu, including logistics and the planning. Sweswiwani hi busy hi la ku strengthena framework leyi vitanaka child participation framework.
Tatana Chabalala hi rhandza ku khensa nkarhi wa n'wina na ku va mi ve na hina eka nongonoko wa hina namuntlha. Hi khensile ngopfu nkarhi wa n'wina.
Inkomo na mina ni khensile.
Kasi valava a ku ri Nkulukumba Chabalala kusuka eka ndzawulo ya nhluvukiso wa vaaki. Tshama na hina ku twa to tala endzhaku ka mavhengele.